Hey, Viola Rules here. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. So we're having another recess to analyze the handwriting of Celeste Impax's suicide note, and I think what it is that Celeste didn't commit suicide. She was murdered, and it was made to look like a suicide, because that would have been the most convenient, and I bet that Matt hired Shelley in both cases to do his dirty work of killing Celeste, because Celeste was gonna expose everything that he had done, right? And he's been trying to keep it silent. And then Juan found the suicide note, and then was keeping it until he could use it as his own trump card. I think that's the storyline, but I don't know. I've been pretty wrong about guessing the storyline so far, because the twists, they just keep coming. Right? Well, what's going on with my situation? The killer looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Report! Ah, is that Mr. Edgeworth? I forgot that he still has our phone. We don't have time. Just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in a rush to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. Well, he's already been fired, so they really can't do much worse, right? With my hunk of junk car, I'll be there in about, say, 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright, just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission, and no one can stop me now, sir. No one! I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Oh, God, just racking up all of the misdemeanors. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. Oh, God. Gumshoe? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me! He crashed. What do you think? No one can stop. God. What happened? Sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken, and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen. Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Well, Francisca... Because remember, she put a tracer on him. Why, oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out where exactly he is at the moment? You bet there is. That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Take that! Why are you bringing up Francisca at a time like this? Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Come on, Francisca, we just need you to pull through just this once. Francisca, will she even want to help us? Probably not, but, you know, the case is kind of screwed, and technically it's a loss for Edgeworth, not her, so she'll probably cooperate. Edgeworth? What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Don't say that. Right? It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, Bailiff? There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Oh, to be continued segment. Okay, cool. Yes, I would like to save. Okay, court's back in session. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh. What happened during the break? I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? I get the feeling that call was not the analysis, or at least it wasn't just them. Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis, however. It appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. Mr. Carita? Well, well. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Engard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engard could not have known that, and so that fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. His theory that Engard had no idea the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with that. Yeah, present evidence. The spy camera, because he would have known. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Engard to not have known it was a fake. Because of the spy camera. What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed Mr. Engard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Engard would have known that the victim had forged the note. So then, the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Engard's motive for murder was. It has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Engard monitored Mr. Carita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Engard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Take that. Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured. As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. I heard the result of the handwriting analysis. I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engarde's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. How so? Everybody's unusual in this universe. Edgeworth stuttering? This is not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of, who was it that hired Shelley DeKiller to commit murder? Was it the butler? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's... Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself, Mr. Shelley DeKiller. Oh, Mr. DeKiller. Wait! Shelley DeKiller? Yeah, wait. You mean the killer? I mean, the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? No. I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well then, the prosecution calls our witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. Oh, right. You can only talk to the radio. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley DeKiller, and I am a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. DeKiller will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent call he got was about earlier. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. You've allowed a parrot on the stand in your court, Judge. Need I remind you? First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. DeKiller himself. Witness, please present some proof that you are in fact Shelley DeKiller. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya? A voice? Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley DeKiller. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many objections under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At this request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Carita. At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Carita, correct? It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Carita. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream. Bad work dream. Shelley DeKiller, what is he going to say? Can't believe we have to do a cross-examination from somebody using a radio. About my client. There's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that's the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Okay. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. Probably. Well, he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? Does that mean On Guard broke their trust? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Okay. So I think I have to press this. I don't think he's lying, but we just need more information. The trust between you and your client? I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. Which he hasn't. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did... yes? That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... Oh, that's enough! Please, no more. Very well, it was only a hypothetical anyway. Let's see, that's the reason I'm on the witness stand today. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. Oh. You! Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die? I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting him to say that. No, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. Well, if that's true, and you said your trust's already been broken, what do you mean by that? The trust between you and your client? Provide my services in a fast manner. You said that already. Blah, blah. These roles and duties assassins carry out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think, really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. That's the reason I'm here on the witness stand today. Now that I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client, don't you agree? Yes, I very much do. Please. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. Do it! If you can't ask him, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness... What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Carita? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. Yeah. What? Yeah, exactly. Of course it wasn't Matt. I mean, we want it to be Matt, but it wasn't him. That's why the Makatama didn't go off. He was telling the truth about that. Witness? That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? Bamboozled. This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matt Ongard, perhaps. I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you are the one who summoned the witness. Yeah, true. This is on you. Show it to Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Ongard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. So that's why he's so intent on clearing Matt's name, because Matt really is innocent. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there's a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definite of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at the... Know it? Whatever. It's not Matt. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Ongard is innocent. And innocent is highlighted because he's not 100% innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring me Miss Adrian Andrews immediately. What now? With the way this is going, Ongard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. Mr. DeKiller is lying. And Ongard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley DeKiller is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please! That testimony just now, it was all one big lie! Miss Andrews? The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the Nickel Samurai's costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Request the verdict or request that the trial continue? I don't know. I mean, saving Maya is what matters, right? Your Honor, the defense will make a request. It's no use. I can't. It feels like I've lost my voice. Phoenix? I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty verdict. You are a lawyer. I know, but Matt Ongard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Ongard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Ongard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes! Yes, you do. Yes, he's your best friend. Well, I guess Larry's your best friend, but Miles is too. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right? But the witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth, that is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer. Right away, Your Honor. And you better come back, too. Yes. Has a verdict been reached? No. Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done. But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? About my client, Part 2. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carita was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is a most unexpected turn of events. For the 5th time now? However, this time everything has finally been revealed. No, it hasn't. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? You bet I do. Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defendant's case. Yes, it is beneficial to me, but it's not the truth. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. Make that 3. Because, wow, this case just keeps winding with the twists. But, okay, so we'll do this part in the next video, and hopefully that will be the last episode. Maybe there's like 2 more, maybe 3. I don't know how elaborate this final testimony is. It feels very final, at least it should be. But this game just keeps going. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all next time.